Hey YouTube, how you guys doing tonight? Kevin here coming at you with a late night video. What do I mean by late night? It's kind of dark and rainy. Everything is just bleh. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by a dark and rainy night. So anyway, I got the GT80 here. It's gonna be a short video. I want to talk to you guys about something. I can hear the thunder rolling in the background. So, if you guys remember on this bike right here, the on and off switch was broken. I started doing it, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to turn the camera on. And this is the switch right here. I'll show you guys that right here. Okay, this is the broken switch. It's all plastic. This little nub comes up a little bit more, and there's a screw hole in it. And then you got your on and off that screws in from the side. There's a screw maybe on the other side. Yeah, right there. See that little screw? Ooh, got some thunder. So, we're going to take a peek at this and see what we can do with it, okay? So, here's what the switch looks like. The piece is broken off, which is the switch itself. And I don't have any Yamaha GT80s. Remember, this is the only one I have that has that type of switch on it. In fact, the other GT80 didn't have anything on this side because it was just a regular GT80, you know? So, what do you do in that case? Do you order parts? Do you order a whole cluster? I really didn't want to. So I took a look at all my cables and stuff I had hanging from the ceiling, and the only thing I really have is a plethora of Kawasaki stuff. So will a Kawasaki part work on a Yamaha GT80? See, that is the question. Well, there are a lot of parts on this bike, I want to say, that are the same. So I've been meaning to do this video, but I want to show you guys something. The brake pads that are in this bike, the brake shoes I mean, are the same as the KE100, the KM, the KD, and all that are the same. Same brakes are used on these bikes. Funny as that is, see this little reflector right here? That is also the same reflector used on the Kawasaki's and Suzuki's. A lot of things are mass produced for these bikes from other companies. Like for instance, most magnetos are made by either Nippon Denso or Mitsubishi. Those are your two major, there are a couple of other ones, but they're far and few and you'll probably never run into them. And if you did, just bad luck. But those are the two that we commonly run into. This right here on this Kawasaki, what do you call it there, KV75 motor, is a Mitsubishi flywheel. Same with the Suzuki DS80 is also, what do you call it there, Mitsubishi or Nippon Denso. So you have Nippon Denso, Mitsubishi, and the, what was the other one there? So we get the idea. So those are the major, what do you call it there? Ignition systems, charging systems. So anyway, back on this switch right here. So a lot of these switches right here are mass produced and they have a lot in common. For instance, you might notice turn signals, kill switch, and high and low beam. Same thing with the Kawasaki. Here's one off of a KE100. Okay, and then if you look at the switch right here, in comparison with the other switch, well, they look pretty close, huh? Wait a minute, they don't look close. They are the same. So this is on the KE100. Look at this, guys. Turn signal switch. Push button horn. Oh, that's what it is, horn. And then your high and low. It's the same switch. How can that be? So, a lot of times, the manufacturers will outsource switches and stuff like that. So the Yamaha will build the bike, and then they'll outsource these switches to a company that does mostly switches. And same thing with speedometers and tachometers and that sort of thing. So these things right here are mass produced, and you might find that same exact one on another bike. So let's take a peek. So this right here, the numbers are a little bit different, but you'll get the idea. So you got the 3 lights down bottom, the back bezel, 3 numbers. Notice how the tripometer is in the same, same place. Everything's in the same place. This bike right here was built for a KM100. This one right here was built for a GT80. But you can see all they did was use the same holes and they labeled them differently. So there's a lot of parts on these bikes that are actually interchangeable that you wouldn't even realize are interchangeable, which is another reason why you guys watch this awesome channel. So with that said, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so when I post a video, you guys get it. So we're going to be getting into a lot of stuff on these bikes that are the same, and we're just going to keep cracking them out. That is the same Kickstarter as my my KV75, and people will charge you stupid money for that one when you can just go buy that one because it's the same Kickstarter. Mind blown? Yep. So what happens is this right here, this if people know that right there will get jacked up like stupid money. So be careful. That right there will work on your KV75 MT1. You heard it here, guys. A lot of the same things. Carburetor bowl. So this carburetor right here is a carburetor for this motor. This is the KV75 carburetor. But look, it's got the GT80 carburetor bowl. See? Same thing. The same parts. They're both right on. The only difference between this one and the factory, the other one has the little what do you call it? The outlets on it, so you can run your hoses out. And there's an exciter right here, extractor. I mean, you push that in and it lets the fuel out. This one doesn't have that. So, realistically, that's the only difference, guys. Basically, same carburetor. The float angle is a little different because of the tilt of the motor, but the float bowl, the jets, and all that stuff will work right on this, the choke assembly and everything. It's not tightened down, guys. But I did it for the video. So, there's something to think about, you know, when you're trying to find, if you get a hole in your bowl, I can't find a bowl, go with the GT80, or the GT80, or the MX80, or the DT80. Those are all the same carburetor bowls. So, anyway, let's get into what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to be fixing this switch right here, and I'm going to take the part out of a Kawasaki one. So let me get you guys in the stand, and we'll get crack-a-lackin'. Alright, so I pulled this switch right here off the ceiling. It was hanging up there. I pulled the 2 screws out of it already just to make the video go a little easier on you guys. I'm sure you guys know how to pull out 2 screws. And then I'm going to pull out this screw right here on the side. Always support the back side. Remember, this whole thing is plastic. Alright, so let me scoot you guys up there a little bit better. Alright. Screw. Slide that off. There's a little, this is important. This little piece right here is very, very important. What this allows it to do is slide. This is your bearing, so you don't want to lose that. You want to reuse that as well. And then all I'm going to do is take the switch. I'm going to push it through the other side, but I'm going to pinch it when I do it. I'm going to show you why in a second. Okay. So you want to pinch that when you're pulling it through, and I'll show you why. On the other side is your contacts. Right there. And they're spring-loaded, guys. They're spring-loaded. But see how this is plastic? You want to make sure it's not broken or weak or any of that. I got good brass contacts. So we're going to install this. I'll show you. Here's the good one from a Kawasaki. Here's the one from the GT80. See where it's broken up top there? This piece right here is broken off. So we're going to install that in the switch. Alright. And now to put it back in, what I'm going to use is probably a little small pair of pliers. Neil knows if you can. Let's see, perfect good size here. Alright, so I got my little Mac pliers. I'm going to grab it gently, squeezing this in by the contact. Just like that. So now it's all the way in, and it's flush, and I'll be able to poke it up and through there. So I'm going to grab this right here. You can see the contact plate in there. That little black plate on the side. And now we're going to take this, we're going to push this right through. Just like that. That's all there is to it, guys. Then, what I will do is I will take that bearing. I call it a bearing. It's like a brass bushing. It slides right over the top, like so. Then I take my switch. I put my switch on, like that. I grab that little tiny screw. Poke it into place. My little number 1 Phillips. Not a number 2. You want to make sure you're using number 1. Don't over tighten them. All you gotta do is put it in. Snug it up. Remember, it's plastic. And then, there you go. Nice crisp switching. And then we'll swing it back around. Swing it, mother. And then I try to put that in without killing any of the wires or overstretching them. You have 2 screws. One's a long one and one's a short one. The long one goes in the back and the short one goes in the front. And then, where is my trusty, handy dandy little piece here? Get you guys out of the way here a little bit. Turn this thing. Move it away from the gas tank because you don't want to hit your gas tank. Okay, and that is on there nice and snug. I'm going to go over it one more time, but I'm going to get on that actual side of it. Okay, all nice and tight, all nice and fixed. And just like that, the high and low is working beautifully. It is that simple. Feels the same. And that is how you fix the switches on your bikes. Remember, they don't have to come from the same place. Look at the switch, and you can get these. See how this is loose? Might be able to tighten that up. Same thing. Give it some support in the back if you can. How much am I doing without it? Nope. Okay, so that one's fine. If that one goes for any reason, I'll just grab one off a Cowie. Does that make that switch bad? No. What I will do is I will screw the 2 screws back on and hang it back up there because it's got other good switches on it and it still comes in handy. It's still got a good harness to it. So that all helps. So I figured I'd just turn the camera on and show you guys a little bit what I was up to tonight. I wanted to fix that. And then for the handlebars, I just have to replace this lever right here. That's all I have left on the handlebars. I got to get the ignition switch. I'm still waiting for that. The marker lights are all ordered for this. And then this bike is just about done. I have to order a what do you call it there? Chain and sprockets. And pretty much that's it, guys. This has the high compression head from the RX-50. The RX-50 style cover on the side. The RX-50 badge. And I'm probably going to use those RX-50 shocks on this bike just because. I also want to show you guys something else. I think you guys are going to find quite interesting because some of the lights and stuff like this are hard to find for this bike. Okay? The headlight bulb. The bulb itself. KE100. MC1. And whatchamacallit there? The latest version of the MC1. The earlier ones had a smaller bulb. And the KM100, just moving the, what do you call it there, tripod. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. I gotta slide the bike to show you this forward. Okay. Alright. Got the bike moved forward. I wanted to show you guys this tail light. Pretty cool looking tail light, huh? It's the same one used on the Kawasaki KE100s. Yeah. Just thought you guys should know that. Same bolt pattern and everything. Same. Tail light. You can get that from a Kawasaki. Doesn't have to cost $1 million from the GT80. It's the same Stanley part number. Oh, did I say Stanley? Yes, I did. Stanley doesn't just make the light bulbs. They also make the light fixtures for this bike. There is a number stamped on them. Right here. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but on your light fixture, you'll see a part number. That is a Stanley part number. And the directionals, the relay is 6-volt Stanley. That's all the same stuff, guys. So it's a good thing to know this. The fork seals on this bike, fork seals, are the same fork seals as the Kawasaki KD80. Same fork seals as the MC1. Same fork seals as the KM90. Same fork seals as the KM100. Mind blown, huh? So we learned today that this bike right here shares brake pads or shoes, directional, not directional, but whatchamacallit there, reflectors, headlight bulb, even the gauges work. The lights are different because they're differently labeled, but basically the same. Ignition switch, same as the KM100s. The marker lights. Notice those marker lights. These are Chinese knockoffs. These are plastics. But the factory ones look just like it. And guess who makes those? Those are the same ones as these, who happen to be Honda. Same lenses. Here we go. Same lenses as Honda. So there is a lot of parts that are interchangeable. So, are you having a hard time finding a 6-volt battery for your Kawasaki, what do you call it there, Trail Boss 100 or KV 100? It's the same battery as the Yamaha GT80. A lot of stuff is interchangeable, guys. A lot. I can even use throttle cables from the Kawasaki's. The brake cables, just that the Yamaha uses these little adapters. All kinds of crazy stuff that's the exact same. And that's what we pride ourselves on doing on this channel, is giving you guys the latest, greatest, up-to-date information on what will work and what will not work. Feel free to get out there, guys, and make your bike your own. This bike right here is getting a gauge cluster set up from an RX-50. And it has a tack drive and everything. That's why I love doing this channel, guys. I love sharing this information with you. So we're going to be putting a tack drive on. Why do we need a tack drive on a GT80? Why would you need to put this on there? Because I can. And it might even be uglier than what's on there now, which I don't care about. I don't care about the ugliness. I think it'll look cool. It's going to be further down, so it's going to look okay. We'll be doing that probably next week. This even has an oil light, but so doesn't this one. Turn signals up in the corner. This one's right down there. High and low beam. High and low beam. I just think it'll be pretty cool. And look at this, guys. Look at the mileage. 03313. 036. This thing's only off by a little over 300 miles. That is pretty close, guys. Pretty close. So I can live with that. Can absolutely live with that. So I wanted to do this video and show you guys all that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and enjoying my videos. I'm going to go ahead and post this. I posted one earlier today showing you guys the first starts. So this one right here is going to be another GT80 video and how to fix the switch and what works with what. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm out!